ready.
So many people are going to be so mad at me after this video because I'm letting you know right now, Captain Rex is not on this list. I know he's probably everybody's favorite. Everyone loves Captain Rex as a character, right? He's cool. I like Captain Rex a lot. But I like these other 10 characters more for personal reasons, for nostalgic reasons. They just connect to me more than Captain Rex. I love Rex. I was there day one of the Clone Wars. I got the mail-away Captain Rex action figure, the very first Clone Wars figure ever released. I got that in the mail. I like Captain Rex, but he's just not one of my favorites. And this video is talking about my top 10 favorite Clone Trooper characters. Now, I really have to emphasize characters, because in this list, I can't pick because of cool armor, because I have a lot of nostalgic connections, so characters like Feast Grata, ARC Trooper Havoc, the blue Bakara repaint, the yellow Bark Trooper, they're gone. They have to be named characters, they have to have a character, personalities, they have to have done something memorable, they have to have some sort of aura of their character, or an idea of their character, and I need to pick that. With that being said, there isn't too much to talk about with Commander Gree, besides that I just like him. I like Commander Gree a lot. He's one of my favorite characters. In a list talking about the top 10 favorite designs and armors, Gree would be very high up in that list. He would probably be number 3 or 2. Very high up. That video is probably going to happen. Spoiler alerts, I'm sorry to disappoint you. But, I mean, Commander Gree, he's loyal. He's a good soldier. He's by the books. But, I mean, look at him. He's freaking Commander Gree. He didn't get enough screen time in the Clone Wars, and I hate that Dave Filoni always, tossed a lot of the Revenge of the Sith commanders off to the side for his own commanders he made up. I really wish we would have gotten that. I mean, we're only getting Bakara for the first time now in the last season. It's ridiculous. But anyways, Commander Gree's my number 10. I don't have too much of a good reason to really talk about him, but I like him more than Rex, okay? Leave me alone. Rex would probably be like number 11 or 12, okay? If he was on this list, Rex would probably be 11 or 12. I like Rex, okay? But he's not in the top 10. Anyways, number 9 goes to 99's good old friend, Heavy, because Heavy's awesome. Rookies is probably my single favorite Clone Wars episode. My favorite Clone Wars thing is the Umbara arc, but my favorite single episode has got to be Rookies. And of course this isn't from Rookies, but this is the only official Heavy, designated as Heavy figure we've ever gotten. I loved his arc in the training stuff where he's kind of taken the leader role, but he wasn't really the leader in Rookies. He was pretty much the guns. He was the guy that was kind of willing to, shoot and, shoot first, ask questions later. But when it came down to it, he was willing to make the ultimate sacrifice. And he is probably one of the most quotable clone troopers of all time. I love Heavy. But I like 8 clones more than Heavy. I'm sorry. But he's really cool. And no, 99 is not on this list, largely because he didn't get an action figure. And I rewatched the clips of him. He's a nice character. I like 99. He's a cool little guy. But he's not one of my favorites. I love the poor dude. But, he's not one of my favorites. Anyways, what is one of my favorites? He's not Captain Rex, but he almost was. ARC Trooper Alpha. He's sweet. He's pretty much only in the comic books. And I've read a couple of the comic books that Alpha's in. Especially, of course, the comic book Alpha came with. But he's just really sweet. As a character, this is the clone trooper that trained all of the commanders. He is, there's the tier of clone trooper, it's like Jango Fett Alpha. Alpha is the Alpha clone trooper, literally. That's his name. And he is amazing. I love that. He's really, very cool. I'm trying to describe him. He's a very manly clone trooper, let's put it that way. He's very manly. I like his attitude towards things, and he's definitely one of my favorite characters. I love Alpha. I love what he represents in the lore of Clone Troopers. Even though I'm not sure if he's canon anymore, I don't really care about things being canon or not. If it's in my heart, it's in my Star Wars universe. But anyways, next up in my favorites, Sev. Oh my gosh, please. I thought long and hard about what my favorite Commando character is. And all of them are great characters. Like Fixer, he's Donatello basically. Scorch, he's Michelangelo. Sev, he's Raphael, and Boss is Leonardo. Like if you need to sum up their characters a little more simplistically, those are their characters. And Raphael is one of my favorite Ninja Turtles characters. So Sev is gonna be one of my favorites. He's just so cool, calm, and collected, but he's also such a badass. He's the cool sniper guy with blood on his face. I love it. He's cool, and I hope we get some sort of new material for the Republic Commandos at some point, because I'm happy they're still canon thanks to the Clone Wars, but come on. We need something new for Republic Commandos. Make a new video game, make something, man, because I love the Republic Commandos. All of them could be on this list, but I just had to pick one of my favorites, and had to go to Sev. I just love Sev. There was this music video that was, it's probably still around. When I was younger, they took clips of Sev and the other Republic Commandos and put it to Sleeping Awake from Pod, P-O-D. And I love that song, and I love that video. I think that song was made for one of the Matrix movies. I think it was made for one of the Matrix movies. That's kind of funny. Anyways, next up, you may be wondering, why is he on your list? But let me just talk about him for a second. Next up, number 6 is Commander Bakara. Why do I like Bakara so much? Well, if you read his Wikipedia, he is essentially what people think Fox is. He really isn't that nice of a person. He doesn't really hold a lot of his other clone troopers up high. He's kind of a dick. And you may be thinking, why is he one of your favorites? Because I love characters like that. I love imperfect characters. I really do. I mean, Kylo Ren's one of my favorite Star Wars characters, and he's done a lot of stupid shit. But Bakara is just the idea of his character. He hasn't been fleshed out much at all. But I love the idea of a clone commander who, well, all the other clones are like having brotherly bonds over their fellow soldiers. Bakara is like, you are a cog in the machine of the Republic, and if you die, I will not cry for you. I love that idea. And I've kind of thought about a story focusing on Commander Bakara. A lot of people ask me, hey, are you going to make a stop motion JCC 2224, even though you've never really had any experience with making a stop motion and your content doesn't have stop motions in it whatsoever? Are you going to make a stop motion? If I had the time and the resources, I would, and it would be pretty much focused on Commander Bakara. That's what I would do. Because he's just, there's so much to explore with him, and I really like him. So that's number 6. And number 5 is going to make you giggle because I'm so original. I'm so original, guys. Guess who my number 5 is? Yes, it's right. It's Fives. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm the way I am. But yeah, Fives. After the Fives arc, he's amazing, man. I love his out of the box thinking. He's like Captain Rex, but I like him more. That's basically, he's just something about him, and I love his breakdown. I love his mental breakdown at the end there, where he's just so lost in this information and knowing this truth that he can't even keep his cool. He can't. He's completely overwhelmed. He is out of his mind pretty much at the end, and he's an imperfect character. You know, he was in the wrong capturing Anakin and Rex like that and pointing the gun at Fox. He was in the wrong. He should not have done that. He was too worried and too paranoid to try to make a more rational decision about what to do, because he attempted to kill Palpatine. He did. Palpatine spoke the truth, and he's like, I'm going to try to kill you right here and now. That's what he tried to do. And I double-checked. That's what Wikipedia says. He tried to do that. So he's a very imperfect character, but I love his choices. I love his sacrifice. I mean, even though a lot of his choices weren't the best, I just love him as a character. That arc is perfect. But I don't like that they're bringing Echo back, man. Because the death of Fives being the death of Domino Squad, to me, was just so much better. Echo being alive is so cheap. I'm sorry. I don't like Echo coming back to life. Why is it that they have to bring so many dead Star Wars characters back from the grave? So many. Maul. Darth Maul, Echo, Palpatine. Who else? I'm sure they've done other people. Anyways, And I'm talking they were confirmed to kill. Boba Fett was never confirmed to kill, ever. But anyways. Number 4, I'm cheating here, goes to 2 characters, because I couldn't... the reason I love them so much is because of their partnership. Waxer and Boyle are like the definition of bros. I love them so much. They just go on so many adventures. They've got so many little stories. I love the Ryloth stuff. I love how they're just going together on Geonosis. They're like, yeah, man, let's do this. I love them. I love Waxer and Boyle so much. And that makes Waxer's death in the Umbara arc really, really depressing. Because Boyle wasn't there. And I hate that. And they never address how Boyle felt about his bro dying like that. When they weren't even together for it. Ah, man, that sucks. But both these guys, they have the Pneuma markings on their ARF Trooper gear and their Phase 2 gear. Like, they have that connection just between the two of them. And they're bros, man. And I love them as characters for that. And these figures are really great, too. I'm happy we have these and the ARF Trooper versions. But these ones, the Phase 1s, are just amazing. I love those. But anyways, that's number 4. Number 3 goes to the one that people are gonna hate me for. I can't believe this guy doesn't have Captain Rex on his list, but he has Commander Fox. What is wrong with this guy? He has such awful opinions. I'm just gonna unsubscribe. Hear me out. I am gonna, at some point, make a dedicated video to why Commander Fox did nothing wrong. The reason I love Commander Fox is because he is just a by-the-books soldier. He is willing to piss people off. He is willing to do what he needs to do things correctly, orderly, and by the law. That Commander Fox, that is how he runs things. And I can respect that kind of work ethic. I really can. He has... When Anakin, a guy you don't want to cross with, is trying to do something he shouldn't be doing, Fox stood in Anakin's way. Who stands in Anakin's way? Commander Fox does, and I respect that. Of course, there's a whole, like, droid disguise... Oh, I hit the camera because I'm waving my hands around. There's the whole droids disguised as the cleaners that infiltrated the building. They would have gotten past anybody, honestly. Like, you know, I wouldn't blame Fox for that. Anybody would have made that mistake. He was just the poor soul on the job. And got to talk about shooting 5s. Fox was in his complete, entire right to do that. In law enforcement, if someone threatens you with lethal force, you match it with lethal force. If someone is pointing a deadly weapon at you, you don't pull your taser out. It is simple law enforcement. And, you know, the stuns in Star Wars. Have you ever seen someone point a deadly weapon to somebody and, like, you know, oh, I'm just going to pull out my taser? Like, no. Now, granted, stuns might work. It might have worked. But, you know, what if it didn't? And what if 5s shot Fox or shot one of his other troopers? And let me tell you what would have happened in that scenario. If Fox had stunned him, either he would have missed or it wouldn't have worked, because stuns don't always work. And he would have, you know, shot one of his brothers, gotten arrested, more people would have died, and 5s would have been killed anyway. He would have been... 5s had reached an end. There was no going out of that for 5s. I think once 5 saw Fox, he knew there is no way for me to get out of this. And he's just like, I'm just fight or flight. I'm choosing fight. And he pulled out a deadly weapon, and Fox had no choice. Fox said, don't do it, soldier. Don't do it. I think he said it twice. And 5's, you know, he pulled out the gun, and Fox did what he had to do. I will completely defend him for that. And I hate that they killed off Fox. I'm sorry, I know I'm going to make a whole dedicated video on Fox, but I don't know when or if I'm going to do that, so I just want to talk about him now. I don't know... I hate that they killed Fox in the comic books because people just hated Fox. Because they hated him for the wrong reasons. But I like how he got killed. I keep waving my hands around. I'm sorry, I keep bumping the camera. But he had followed orders all this time. All this time, and there's one mistake he made. He failed to inform his soldiers not to shoot at Vader. And they shot at Vader. And Vader being Vader, the guy that Fox had stood in his way, I'm sure Vader remembered that. And Vader's just like, man, you messed up this time. I don't even care anymore. You're dead. You know, I don't think Anakin felt salty over Fox killing Fives. I think Anakin felt salty over Fox denying him access when Anakin was trying to push his way through, and Vader was just like, you know what, man, your guys shot on me, and I'm pissed about it. I'm also an evil Sith Lord, so I'm just gonna kill you. Uh, so I like how he died. I just hate the reason why they killed him off. You know, they killed him off because people hate him, but I think there's no reason to hate him. I think he did nothing wrong in the Clone Wars show, and I love Fox as a character. Anyways, number two goes to, if you know me, predictably, Captain Fordo. If you look up the dictionary definition of a badass, you're going to see a picture of Captain Fordo. He is the coolest. He is the coolest. I'm sorry. I was there, man, for the original Clone Wars stuff. I'm not talking the Dave Filoni. I'm talking about the Tartakovsky. I was there, and that stuff blew my mind. I loved seeing Fordo and the other ARC troopers just going at it and being awesome. It was amazing. And Fordo has such great leadership ability. He is so, to the point. He doesn't hesitate. He doesn't, he's not very talkative either, and I really respect that. He's not a very chit-chatty sort of clone. He's just so matter of fact. He's not by the books because he thinks on his feet. And I love that about him. Like how he defeated Dirge. Fordo defeated Dirge. Even Obi-Wan couldn't defeat Dirge. That was awesome. And then, of course, we need to talk about what he did on Coruscant. That was completely amazing. That's why I got this figure out, because his Phase 2 armor is probably, I remember that Coruscant thing more than anything else. So yeah, there's my number 2 and number 1. Come on. I haven't got to talk about him. Do I even have to talk about him? I'll talk about him a little bit. You guys have maybe been wondering, why is Commander Cody your favorite? So I liked him at first when I was a kid because orange was one of my favorite colors. He was Obi-Wan's clone commander, and Obi-Wan was my favorite Jedi. And I loved Utapau. I loved the 212th, his armor design. And I liked what he was I liked what he did, I was just like, come on, when have I ever let you down? He was so kind of friends with Obi-Wan, and that was definitely shown in the Clone Wars. I'm happy that Filoni gave Cody the screen time he needed, even though in the freaking Bad Batch arc, they just, they don't kill off Cody, but they just write him out of it. Because, he's not, he's a Revenge of the Sith guy. I didn't make that character. I don't want to talk about him. Let's talk about the Bad Batch and Captain Rex and blah, blah, blah. It's... Come on, why did you write Cody out of that? That's stupid. Anyways, I can't wait to see that fully animated. That arc I've already watched, but now it's going to be fully animated and take up slots in the new season, even though I want new original stories. Hooray! Anyways, the reason why Cody has stuck with me is because I can just kind of relate to him in a way. Like, he's kind of sarcastic. He's kind of, he's really friendly though. He's definitely professional. He's a cool guy. I like Cody. I like his name. I just like everything about Commander Cody, okay? And honestly, I'm not sure if I was Commander Cody, I don't know if I would have taken the chip out of my head. I really don't know. Because I see why he wouldn't want to. Because... number one, that's definitely probably violating some code of conduct, some, regulation, doing that. Probably get court-martialed for it. But I see why he wouldn't want to do it, because it was definitely taking a risk doing that. Like, what would happen if you took it out? Look at what happened with Fives. Wasn't really a causation, but it was a correlation. After he took his chip out, shit kind of hit the fan. But anyways, I love Commander Cody. He's my boy. All these guys are my boys. I love these guys. Shout out to Captain Rex, just to please you guys. I know Captain Rex is cool, but he's not one of my favorites. Wolf is cool, but he doesn't really have too much of a character, let's be honest. in Rebels, he has PTSD pretty much, but, beyond that, Wolf doesn't have too much of a character. Yeah, there we go. It's my top 10 favorite clone characters. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys aren't too mad at me for my controversial picks. I like more interesting characters. I like more unique characters. And I think I've covered all the bases that I want to cover here. Very long video, I'm sorry. But there we go. It's my top 10 favorites. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Check out my social media links, P.O. Box address, and frequently asked questions down in the description below. Have a good day, guys, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.